Let's discuss multiplication of fractions. I have here a problem. A lion can live for 40 years. A whale can live 2 and 1/5 times that of a lion. A turtle can live 1 and 4/5 times that of a whale. How long can a turtle live? So this is an example of a problem that involves multiplication of fraction. So what are the rules that we have to follow when we are multiplying fractions? So actually we have case 1 and then case 2 plus the third case. So what are we going to do with the first one? We only have multiplying simple fractions. So when you say simple fractions, we simply are dealing with fractions which has a numerator and a denominator. So let's take, for instance, 15 over 24, and we are multiplying this by 18 over 20. Okay, so this is a problem that involves multiplication of simple fraction. Now, we don't have much problem here because these are just proper fractions. And the only thing that we will do here is to simplify the fraction. So the first method that we will be having is the cancellation process, or trying to reduce the fractions in lowest term. So as you notice, 15 and 24, okay, are both divisible by a number which is actually 3. So 15 is divisible by 3 and 24 is also divisible by 3. So that means to say, dividing 15 and 24 by that common number, which is 3, this 15 now becomes 5, and the 24 divided by 3 is equivalent to 8. Okay? Now, looking into 18 and 20, they are also divisible by a number, okay, which is 2, because they are both even. So that simply means that I can cancel 18 with 20 by the even number 2. So the thing that you will be having now here is 9, and we have for 20 divided by 2, this becomes 10. Okay, so we have to remember that in the cancellation process, it should always be a pair of a numerator and a denominator. So the idea here is we are trying to divide the numerator and the denominator by the same number. Okay, now looking into this, we have now 5 over 8. So the problem now is down to 5 over 8. And we are trying to multiply this by 9 over 10. So as you notice, you have 5 and 10, which are actually 1 in the numerator and 10 in the denominator. So again, we can do the cancellation. Instead of going to the multiplication right away, we can cancel the 5 with the 10, and the number that can divide 5 and 10 is obviously 5. So dividing 5 by 5, this becomes now 1, while the 10, when you divide it by 2 or by 5, the answer will become 2. Okay, so in this case, we simply have 1 times 9, and that is equivalent to 9. And multiplying now 2 and 8, the answer that we will be having here is 16. Okay, so our answer for this problem, 15 over 24 multiplied by 18 over 20 is 9 over 16. Okay, that is the good thing, or the benefit of using the cancellation process. You will be working with smaller numbers, unlike when you go directly to multiplying the 15 and the 18 and 24 with the 20. Okay, so that is when you are dealing with simple fractions. Let's go to the second case. This is now multiplying mixed numbers. So when you have a mixed number, we know for for our definition that a mixed number is a combination of a whole number, like if you have 1 and 1/5, and we are to multiply this by another fraction, like let's say for instance 2 and let's say 1/2. Okay. Now, the main thing that we have to remember when we are multiplying with mixed number is the lesson on changing our mixed number to improper fraction. Okay, you have to express your mixed number in such a way that we will only have the numerator and the denominator. So when you do that, changing 20 or 5 and 1/5, we multiply 5 times 5, that's equal to 25, plus 1 is 26. So the 5 and 1/5 now becomes 26 over 5. Okay, and then if you will have this 1, 2 and 1/5, the operation is multiplication. So 2 and 1/5 will, or 2 and 1/2 I should say, will be changed also to its improper form. So 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 is equivalent to 5. So 5 over 2. Okay, so this is now, these are now in improper form, and like the method that we just had a while ago, we result now, or we go now to the cancellation process. So we cannot cancel 26 and 5 because they are not divisible by a common number, and so with 5 and 2. But if you are going to check on this numerator and then the denominator of the other fraction, we can cancel actually by 2 because they are both even numbers. So dividing now your 2 here by 2, this will become 1, and the 26 when divided by 2 becomes 13. Okay, so we have now the lowest term of 26 over 2 is 13 over 1. And also, we have 5 and 5 on this side. That means you can cancel also the 5 with the 5. And the lowest term for that is obviously 1 over and 1 as well. Okay, so we can now get the answer. We simply have to multiply now the numerator over the denominator. So 13 times 1, that is equal now to 13. And then all over, we have 1 times 1, that's also equivalent to 1. But this 13 over 1 will be simplified to 13. So the answer for 5 and 1/5 multiplied by 2 and 1/2 is equal to 13. Okay, so again, if you have a mixed number, there is a need for you to change your mixed number to improper fraction. And if they are already in its improper, or in their improper form, you can do again the cancellation process and apply the rule on multiplying simple fractions. Okay, now what about if we have a combination of the 3, like for example, multiplying whole numbers, fractions, and mixed numbers? So this is also a possible case that you might encounter in dealing with your fraction. So suppose I have here 2 and 1 over 7, and then I am multiplying this by 21, and then I have, let's say for instance, 11 over 13. Okay, so I have here a mixed number, then I have a whole number, and then a fraction. So again, the idea is you should have the n over the numerator and over the denominator so that we can apply the cancellation process. So 2 and 1 over 7 will have to become 15. Okay, so changing again your 2 and 1 over 7 into its improper form. So 7 times 2 is 14, plus 1 is 15. So that means the 2 and 1 over 7 is 15 over 7. Now, this whole number is 21. So, always remember that if you have a whole number 21, the understood denominator of that is 1. Okay, because 21 divided by a number is, or by 1 is equal to the number itself. So, if you don't want to be confused whether the 21 serves as a numerator or a denominator, you could just make it 21 over 1. So, for you not to be confused, okay? And then of course you have your fraction here. We just have to copy that 11 over 13. Again, in the multiplication, you should have, or you have to express the fraction in terms of a numerator over the denominator. And then if we are done with that, we can do already our cancellation process. So let's investigate. So 15 and 7, they are not divisible with a common number. 21 and 1, so that's already 1. So we cannot cancel that as well. So 11 and 13, we also do not have it. Okay, so we have 15 with 13. So you cannot cancel 15 and 13. They are relatively prime. And what about 21 and 13? You cannot also cancel that. Now, looking into this, 7 and 21, so you know that 21 is one of the multiples of 7. So, therefore, we can actually cancel that. So, we can reduce the 21 over 7 and 2 into 3 over 1. Okay? So, the problem that we have now is simply 15 times 3, and that is equivalent to 45, and then 45 multiplied by 11. Okay, so I will show you the shortcut when you are multiplying by 11. So 45 times 11. Okay, we have 4 and 5 here. You just have to separate them, 4 and 5, and then add the 4 and 5, and that will give you a 9. So the answer for that is simply 495. You can use that shortcut for 11, and then we have 1 times 1 times 13 is of course equivalent to 13. Okay, now if this answer, for example, you are having a multiple choice exam, and then you cannot find this answer for 195 over 13, there is a need for you to change that into the mixed number. So we are now going to divide 495 over 13. So that is an improper fraction. So if that is given in one of the choices, it's okay. But if not, then you have to try to look for the possible answer. So dividing 49 by 13, the answer that we will be getting there is 3. Okay, so 3 times 13 is equal to 39. Okay, and then you are getting here a difference of 9 minus 9 is 0. And 4 minus 3 is equal to 1. You have to bring down 5. So dividing 105 by 13, the answer that you will be getting here is, can we have an 8? Okay, so if you will be having 8, that will give you a product of 8 times 3, 24. So regroup to 104. Okay, so there is 104, and if you subtract 105 minus 104, the answer is equal to 1. So the remainder will be the numerator, while the divisor here now will be the denominator. So therefore, okay, if you cannot find 495 over 13, there must be 38 and 1 over 13 among the choices, and that is the correct answer. Okay, so that is how we deal with multiplication of fraction. Again, if you have an improper fraction, you have to change, or mixed number, you have to change it to an improper fraction. The whole number is automatically be over 1 so that it will be expressed as an improper fraction as well. And then the proper fraction, you just have to copy and do the cancellation process. Okay, so let's go back to the problem a while ago. Okay, here a lion can live for 40 years. So that is the first given. Now, a whale can live 2 1/5 times of a lion. So actually, we need to look for the number of years that a whale can live. Okay, because we need to find for that, because that is actually 1 4/5. Okay, of the 1 4/5 of the answer of that one will be the number of years that a turtle can live. Okay, so the first one is 2 1/5. So we have here 2 1/5, and we are going to multiply this by 40 years. Okay, so using our solution, 2 1/5, that is a mixed number. So we have to change that into improper. 5 times 2, 10, plus 1 is 11. So 11 over 5. And we need to multiply that 40 or by 40, and that will become 40 over 1. Okay, and then we now cancel the 40 and the 5. So that will automatically be equal to 8. So the 5 becomes 1 while the 40 becomes 8. So in here, the answer that we will be getting is 11 times 8 over 1. So that is 88. Oh, wow. So that means a whale can live 88 years. So this is the number of years that a whale can live. Okay, and a turtle can live 1 4/5 times that of a whale. That means to say we are now getting 1 4/5, and this time we need to multiply this by 88. Okay, so again, the mixed number here will have to be changed into its improper form. So that means to say 5 times 1 plus, or yeah, plus 4 is 9. So 9 over 5. Okay, and then we are going to multiply this by 88. So if you are going to notice this, we cannot cancel anything. Okay, so this one becomes 88 over 1. So what are we going to do? We will simply multiply. So there are cases wherein we cannot cancel anything. Therefore, we go directly to the multiplication procedure. So 9 times 88, and the answer is 792. But do not forget the denominator, and that is 5 times 1, and that is equivalent to 5. So therefore, if you are going to divide now 792 divided by 5, the answer is 158. Okay, 158. So let's figure that out. We have now 792 divided by 5. Okay, we have 1, that is 5. And then there will be 2 here, and then 9. Okay, so that gives us an answer of 5. 5 times 5 is equal to 25. And if you are going to subtract this, 42. So 42 divided by 5 is obviously equal to 8. 8 times 5 is 40. And then you have a remainder of 2. So actually it is 58 and 2/5 years. Okay. So that is quite long. Okay, so if you are going to answer this, turtle can live 158 and 2/5 years. So that is how you work with fractions.